Hey, Ronnie Jr.
I want to talk about not necessarily a darker or a tougher time, but I do want to talk about when you're starting all of this stuff, when you're starting
Yeah.
to maybe go from, you said a second ago, you did production work before, and that taught a lot of great lessons. But then the moment you jump into, I'm the presenter, I'm the personality, I'm the host. I know it's a cliche question, but just at least allow me to ask so you could tell me how that was with little bits of pressure. Like, I don't even think about this. We have a bit of a privilege as a male where we don't have to necessarily think about all the things. Looks, of course, are always important. I get it. But for a woman, I feel like, is there a tightrope that they sometimes want the woman to have long, beautiful hair and, all of these things? You spoke about being a woman of color. Did this stuff slow you down? Did this stuff even go through your mind? Or did you just plow right through it when you started all this?
I think when I started, yeah, I mean, I've had different, when I started in esports, a little bit different. When I started doing camera work, it was more so like on culture and music. And, there are companies that in their own way said that I don't fit the mold. And I understood what that was, whether I wasn't an IG model-esque, I wasn't blonde hair, like all this stuff, right? I wasn't super feminine. And the good thing about esports is that there are people that they don't they don't really care about that, right? Um, I won't say who, but there was someone, one company, they're kind of like traditional sports and esports, and they were trying to have me like look more femme, right? And at the end of the day, like it's weird for them to even say that because I feel like I am feminine. Like even though I'm tomboy, like I like to wear makeup. I got my hair dyed. I cut my hair to make myself look different. I always like to look presentable, but because I didn't look like
Mm.
what they typically know for as hosts, they thought that okay, it may not work. But I'm the kind of person where I don't believe that. Like, I feel at the end of the day, you win people over by being yourself. And of course, looks do matter. So you have to be presentable. You have to have your makeup. You have to have your hair. But the people who win the most are the ones who are most authentic. Now, you can't be that fake looking, IG model looking ass person and have no personality. Like, I mean, granted, yes, that does help you with numbers and stuff, and guys may be in your DMs, but that's not the kind of attention I want. I want people to respect me first. Then they can appreciate my looks. Then they can appreciate, like, the respect factor is the most important thing. So I always upheld myself in that way. And I said, you know what, I'm going to be myself. And of course, I made adjustments. Like I said, I cut my hair. I even dyed my hair to make myself look different. Like I did things to stand out. And that's okay. You have to do that if you're going to be on camera because that helps you with taking a level up, right? And it gave me like an edgier look, and it gave me more of a hip look, which helps with esports and culture. And so that's why I did that. But I was like, I'm not going to be wearing dresses unless I have to. Like, that's not me. Like, I'm
Yeah.
going to be wearing an Adidas jacket. I'll wear like leather pants and like stylish sneakers because that's just who I am. And the esports community is open to that. They respect that. They're just like, listen, as long as you respect our community, that's fine. I mean, and especially like there are people who have like edgy haircuts like me. There's people who are openly gay or are part of the LGBTQ plus community. There are people who, present themselves as just I don't know, like a button down and glasses. Like it's just at the end of the day is like, do you know your stuff and do you care? And I've had honestly an easier time in esports and gaming than I did in culture and sports. And the funny thing is because I'm respected and I'm appreciated by so many different people, especially higher ups and execs in the esports and gaming space. Now those same people that said I didn't fit the mold, now they're contacting me. Why? Because now they're looking to do esports and gaming content. And I'm one of the prominent faces, and even more specifically in the New York City area now. And so and
And
I
now,
don't and I, and
and now her rate's gone up. Sorry.
yeah, it has. It has. Yeah, talk to my agents. But and I don't and listen, and that's not even me being cocky. Like, yeah, I'm gonna brush my shoulders off because a lot of people told me no. So yes, am I going to like in the when I'm saying that, am I a little bit flexing? Yes, I think it's good to be confident because especially when people have constantly told you no because of your looks or just like that you couldn't do it and then you're doing it plus more, you're proving people wrong. And I've always been that person, and that's my athlete side. Anytime anyone says no, I'm like, all right, cool. I'm going to prove you wrong. I don't sit and cry. I don't get upset because I get business. But then at the end of the day, I'm like, I know what I'm great at and I know I'm going to be great. And I put in the work. I practice reading from teleprompters. I would film myself. I would do IG lives to practice keeping myself energized and talking and engaged for an hour. even doing these live streams right now are helping me. And so I'm doing all this to get better at my craft, because when I'm great at my craft, like what else, like what could you possibly say? You're gonna point out my looks. People who don't like me may say the N-word. Like, what could you possibly say? You're gonna point at everything else that doesn't matter, and you can't at the end of the day say that I don't do a good job. That's the one thing my mom told me. Never allow them to say you don't do a good job. They could say everything else. They could say they don't like you or whatever. That crap doesn't matter. But never give them an opportunity to say that you're not good at your work.